Okay, so this video is gonna be a part 2 to the fight I had in 6th grade, but it's gonna be Tyreesha will be in this video. Okay, so, well, not in the video, but in the story time. But after me and Kayla had that fight, the next day we were called into the office at school, and the principal was asking us questions like what went on. You know, we were hearing about this fight, we just want to know is this, you know, did any of this start at school? And we were just, of course we both said no, but we told her what we told the principal, you know, how the fight happened and all that. Well, she was just like, okay, well, I don't want any of that happening here. So we agreed, okay, yeah. So that was all done. That was all over with. So I was on Instagram and Facebook at this time, and I had just made an Instagram page, and I had this Instagram page like a couple months, I'd say like 2-3 months. And I remember like going on my Instagram page, and these same girls, they would be on my Instagram commenting on my pictures, just cussing me out, saying horrible things, saying stuff like, yeah, when we see you, we're gonna jump you. Just typical cyberbully stuff. Like, it didn't really bother me. It kind of irritated me. But I was just telling my mom about all this stuff, and she's like, well, don't say anything back to them. So I didn't. She's like, because I have a good way to get them back. And so my mom was telling me how we could get them back, and I was just like, okay, well, I was like, well, how can we get them back? And she was like, okay, well, make a fake Instagram profile and, you know, use a fake name. Okay, so I was like, oh, okay, I see where you're going with this. So I took another girl's pictures off of Facebook, and I made an Instagram account with the pictures. But I made sure, like, I know this is wrong, but I made sure that the account I got these pictures from was a person that was not friends with any of them or me, so that they would not find her. And I also made sure that the person did not live in Louisiana, lived in a state far away. So pretty much they had no chance of finding this person. And I don't know where I found this girl, but she was the perfect one I could use, because I was like, yeah, she looks intimidating. I think, you know, if I make this account, I think, you know, they'll be pretty scared of her, you know. So I was like, well, what name should I make? And I don't know why. It's just easy to come up with names. I don't know why I was having a hard time making up names. But I was like, what should I name? What should my name be? So I was watching Zack and Cody on TV. Sorry, got a cold. I was watching Zack and Cody on TV, and the episode that I was watching was the one where Cody dressed up as a girl, and he was he was going through that little fashion show. He was dressed up as a girl because he was taking another girl's spot, but the girl's name was Tyreesha. And so I was like, ooh, Tyreesha, that's the perfect name. And I was like, they would never guess, you know, like they would never know. So I was like, Tyreesha, that's perfect. So I made the account, I put the pictures on there, and I put Tyreesha. I probably put like Tyreesha Wilson or something like that. Well, so after I made the Instagram account, I got on there and I looked up all the girls that were on my page with all that cussing and coming at me crazy. Well, of course, 2 of the girls on there were Stephanie, and Rachel. So Rachel was on my page the most, so I got on hers first, and I was like, this saying all kinds of crazy stuff. Like, okay, she had this one picture, and in the background there was trash and clothes on the floor. So I thought that was the perfect opportunity to say what I wanted to say about her, because she had all that trash on her floor. So I got on there and I was like, ugh, girl, you ghetto. Why you got all that trash on your floor? Like, I know you can do better. I know you can do better than that. And she was just like, who are you? And I'm like, who are you? So, you know, after a while of us going back and forth, me going back and forth with this girl, she does not know it's me. None of them know that this is me. But I wait. I don't do this immediately after all this has happened. I wait a couple weeks after all of this, after the fight happened. I wait a couple weeks just to let things die down, and then I do all of this. I make the account, and I go back and forth with them. Well, I was going back and forth with Rachel, and she's thinking this is a girl named Tyreesha. She does not know this girl, and she's like, who are you? And I was like, who are you? And she's like, well, I asked you, who are you? I don't know who you are. I've never seen you around school. I say, well, I've seen you around school. And she said, I never mentioned me at all, because if I mention me, then they're going to think I have something to do with it. So, of course, I never mentioned anything of my existence, like, never mentioned that I know Renee, It's just Tyreesha coming at these girls, and they're not knowing why. They're really, I mean, anybody would figure out, eventually, but they just, I guess, too stupid to not know that it was me. But they were trying to figure out who this girl was and why she was on their, accounts talking about them. Well, I had got on one of my pictures, and I think it was my bio. I had put, I'd be chilling with my bae Hot Sauce. Well, Hot Sauce was Rachel's boyfriend, and when I put that on my bio, she saw it, and she's like, so, my boyfriend? Like, I think we talking about the same hot sauce here. And I was like, yeah, we are. And she's like, what? And I was like, yeah, I know. Yeah, we are. We were talking about the same boy. I told you I see you around school. And she's all confused, like, wait, what? And I know that dude probably is like, I do not know this girl. I'm a mystery, pretty much. So she gets in her feelings and ends up blocking me. So I move to the next girl, which is Stephanie. And come on. I see that she posted a picture with her hair in these rollers. So I get on there and I say, wow, that's so ghetto. I know you could have took a picture better than that. And I just get on there saying all kind of stuff. Just roasting that picture pretty much. I'm just killing that picture. Just killing it, shutting it down. And she's like, they all ask me the same thing. Who are you? And I'm telling them. I mean, I know you've seen me around school a couple times. It's like, no, I've never seen you. So they're confused. They're not knowing who I am. I'm telling them, hey, I'm Tyreesha. So me and this girl, we get into it big. Me and Stephanie, we're getting into it. She's talking about fighting, like, meet me here. And I'm like, nah, I don't meet people anywhere. She's like, what, you scary? And I was like, oh, no, I'm not scary. It's just, I don't need you and your posse coming to jump me. Because she's like, me, I ride solo. So she's like, oh, that's good to know. Well, I know what you look like, so if I ever see you on the streets, I'm going to beat you. Well, I'm glad that the girl whose pictures I used, I'm glad she didn't live in Louisiana. So, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I picked that, because I knew it was going to go south. I knew this was going to turn bad. So, these girls, I'm just moving from one page to the next, one page to the next page, and they're getting heated. And, Rachel blocked me. Some of them blocked me after a while. Some of them wanted to keep going, so I kept going. Well, I was saying how I was always talking about how I slept with their boyfriends. I was just saying all kind of stuff. They were getting so mad. I was talking about how I was best friends with their cousins, and you know, I know because I go to school with these girls, so I snoop on their page. I know a lot about them, you know, and they're like, how do you, like, what? Like, I've never seen you before. How can you be friends with my cousin and I've never seen you before? Like, I just don't, they're just confused. That should have raised red flags that you do not know this girl. This is fake. You know, that should have raised red flags, but it didn't. And me, I'm just loving every minute of it. I'm getting my revenge and I'm loving it. Like, wow. I'm getting a chance to get you back after you bullied me at school. I had to end up getting into a fight over nothing. So I just thought like, wow, this feels good. It did feel good. So, you know, months go by, they still don't know. And, you know, they probably still have not figured it out till this day. But all they know is Tyreesha. They don't know who this girl is, never seen her. But she roasted the mess out of them. Like, wow. Like, they were heated. Like, I can just tell by the way they were typing. They were saying all kind of stuff like, oh man, I wish you would die. Like, you can just tell they were feeling so played. I had them feeling really played on their own Instagram page. So, you know, I pretty much catfished these people, if that's what you want to call it. Catfished. I call it revenge. But this happened in the 6th grade, and thanks to my mom, I was thinking about something like that, but I was like, nah. My mom helped me put all this together, so Mom, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. I ratted you out, but I had to tell them. So this is the story time about how Tyreesha came into the picture. Be ready for my next story time. Love you guys. Bye.